Last week we're at some pastor friends of ours' house, and they were talking about an opportunity they had to go to a different state to become senior pastors there. And the story went kind of like this. They drove down there and they preached to the congregation, and they took some time and interviewed with the board. A month or so later goes by, and they get an email letting them know that they were not being chosen. And then they get a phone call from someone else saying they are, that the guy who sent the email shouldn't have sent it. But anyways, so then they were told that the time that they came down to pastor to preach, they were videotaped. And so what they're doing now is they're taking the three candidates that they are considering to be their new pastor, and they're going to ask their congregation to review the three videos of the pastor's preaching. And I'm assuming that the board's going to give them a little heads up of what they thought about the pastors. And then the congregation is supposed to vote which one they like. So I was thinking, that is sad that a congregation is going to vote on a pastor based on a video of his preaching and with the word of the board members and what their evaluation was. This just seems so traditional church. I mean, as much as the people in traditional church don't like the politics and don't like the way they do things, they don't know how else to do them. They don't know how else to pick. Now, of course, if you were to go to the New Testament or think a little more grounded on how to pick a pastor, you would depend on the Holy Spirit to do it. I mean, God would bring somebody and it would be done. I mean, you'd have to use wisdom. But I am so glad that that's not something that organic churches have to deal with. I mean, these people that I know they're great people. But to base them on a video is ridiculous. I mean, any pastor can put on a good show for a video, but unless you know their character, their principles, their vision, their goals, their characteristic, until you know their marriage and things like that, how are you going to decide whether or not they're good enough for your church? Pretty amazing.